Forget the mega stadiums. Today, we're diving into the soul of British football, 20 of the UK's most underrated stadiums. These aren't just venues, they're living, breathing chapters of football history. We'll explore their origins, capacities, and the passionate communities that call them home. So, lace up your boots and join us on this journey through the heartlands of the beautiful game. 20. Victoria Park. This is a real gem for traditional football lovers. Built back in 1886, this stadium has seen over a century of action, drama, and passion. It's tight, compact, and right on top of the pitch. When Hartlepool is flying, the place rocks. The Cyril Knowles stand and the iconic town end are fan favorite. Despite being modernized over time, Victoria Park hasn't lost its soul. 19. Somerset Park. Welcome to one of Scottish football's last true throwbacks. Built in 1888, Somerset Park is a proper terraced ground with real bite. It oozes history and hasn't sold its soul to the modern game. The iconic railway in behind the goal is pure football nostalgia. Despite being in the lower leagues, Ayr United fans bring serious noise. The pitch is close, the barriers are old school. 18. The New Meadow. Shrewsbury's New Meadow doesn't get the credit it deserves. Opened in 2007, it's a modern stadium with great facilities but still retains an intimate, fan-friendly layout. The stands are steep enough to generate noise, and there's not a bad seat in the house. The safe standing section introduced in recent years shows the club is forward-thinking. It replaced Gay Meadow. 17. Cappilo Park. This one's for the purists. Cappilo Park might be a little rough around the edges, but that's part of the charm. Built in 1879, it's one of Scotland's oldest grounds and still packs a punch. Set right beside shipyards and housing, it's football in its rawest form. Greenock Morton has played here for well over a century, and the ground has hosted Scotland U21 matches. 16. The Lamex. This is actually a brilliant lower league ground. Stevenage has built a compact, modern stadium that's great for watching football. The steep stands keep the noise in, and the matchday experience is friendly and accessible. It's had a few upgrades, especially after Stevenage climbed into the Football League in 2010. Don't be fooled by the modest look. This place gets loud. 15. CAE RAS, Racecourse Ground. Now gaining global attention thanks to Hollywood owners, the Racecourse Ground is still massively underrated in the historical sense. It's the world's oldest international football stadium still in use. Wales played here as far back as 1877. Home to Wrexham AFC, it's hosted international rugby, concerts, and FA Cup classics. The Cop End is currently being redeveloped to bring capacity above 16,000. 14. Gayfield Park. Think you've seen a windy stadium? Try Gayfield Park. It's the closest stadium to the sea in Europe, sitting just meters from the North Sea. The weather can be wild, but that only adds to the theater. It's raw, windswept football at its finest. Home of Arbroath FC, famous for their 36-0 win in 1885, Gayfield has a cult following. 13. Gander Green Lane. Best known for that famous FA Cup upset over Leeds in 2017, Gander Green Lane is more than just a moment. It's a tidy little stadium, tucked into South London suburbs, with a loyal local fan base. Sutton's rise to the Football League in 2021 saw some upgrades, including a return to grass from artificial turf. It still feels like a non-league ground. 12. Broadwood Stadium. One of the newer stadiums in Scottish football, Broadwood was meant to be the future. Built in 1994 for Clyde FC, it's modern, open, and has a great playing surface. The stands may be a bit set back, but the acoustics still work. Now shared with Cumbernauld Colts, Broadwood is still waiting for a moment to shine. 11. Blundell Park. Blundell Park is football heritage. Built in 1899, it's one of the oldest grounds still in use in the Football League. Nestled right near the Humber estuary, it's prone to cold, blustery days, but the atmosphere is red hot. Grimsby fans pack the pontoon stand and create a wall of noise. Away fans often leave stunned at how loud it gets. 10. Palmerston Park. This one's a gem in the south of Scotland. Palmerston Park is home to Queen of the South, a proud club with deep roots in Dumfries. The ground has been in use since 1919 and has that classic Scottish League feel. But here's the twist. Its main stand is shockingly modern. Built in the 1990s, it feels sleek compared to many of its rivals. 9. Holker Street. Welcome to one of the most remote stadiums in English football, Holker Street. Burough AFC calls this place home, and it's been hosting games since 1909. Nestled in Cumbria, this ground is a bit of a pilgrimage, but when you get there, it's worth it. There's a beautiful intimacy to Holker Street. The ground has evolved over time, adding floodlights in the 60s. 8. The Hive. Here's one that flies under the radar in the capital, the Hive, home of Barnet FC. Built in 2013 after the club left Underhill, the Hive is a modern, clean, and compact ground in North London. It's got all the facilities you'd expect from a League Two or National League club, but it rarely gets talked about. The stadium has a smart main stand and great sightlines. 7. Burough Briggs. This is the most northern football league stadium in Scotland, and it absolutely oozes charm. Home to Elgin City since 1921, this ground sits quietly in the Highlands, surrounded by hills and fresh air. The main stand is a classic, old-school, wooden, and full of character. With Elgin playing in the lower leagues, Burough Briggs doesn't get the spotlight. 6. York Community Stadium. Now here's a stadium that's built for the future but still waiting to be recognized. York Community Stadium. Opened in 2021, this 8,500-seater is shared with the York Knights Rugby League Club. It replaced the old Bootham Crescent and is light years ahead in terms of facilities. It's sleek, it's all-seater, and it's family-friendly. There are retail parks nearby, restaurants, and even cinemas, a real entertainment hub. 5. New Dundas Park. This is the heart of the Bonnyrigg Rose community. Tucked away just outside Edinburgh, this ground has a real old-school non-league charm. There are no frills, no corporate boxes, just tight barriers, closed fans, and a buzzing local spirit. The club recently made its way into the SPFL, and the ground has slowly adapted. You'll find some basic terracing and a small main stand. 4. Rodney Parade. This might be shared with rugby, but don't let that fool you. It's a seriously underrated football ground. Home to Newport County since 2012, this ground is one of the oldest in Wales, originally built for rugby in 1877. But when football takes over, the atmosphere changes. Steep stands, tight touchlines, and old-school intensity. Newport fans bring the noise, especially in cup matches. 3. Morain. Overshadowed by Man United and Man City, Morain doesn't get the attention it deserves. Salford City has pumped in serious investment since the class of '92 took over. The stadium was transformed in 2017, modern stands, good seating, slick facilities, all wrapped up in a ground that still feels small and local. It's got a grassroots vibe, but with professional polish. 2. East End Park. Steep, tidy, and surprisingly large, East End Park is a hidden gem in Scottish football. It's the home of Dunfermline Athletic, a club with top-flight history and loyal fans. The stadium has evolved from a humble field in the 1880s into a well-structured, passionate home ground. The main stand is impressive, with steep seating and solid views. 1. EBB Stadium, Recreation Ground. We round off with one of the most atmospheric stadiums in the National League, the EBB Stadium. Also known as the Rec, this ground is pure old-school football. It's been the spiritual home of football in Aldershot since the 1920s, and while clubs have come and gone, the ground has stayed true. You'll find terracing, covered stands, and passionate fans who've stuck with the club through thick and thin. And there you have it. These 20 stadiums don't have the biggest budgets, the biggest names, or the biggest headlines, but they've got something even more valuable: heart, history, and a whole lot of soul. They might be overlooked, but not today. Which one's your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stadium stories.